Yo, what up, Dave? How we doing, buddy? What do I got going on here? About the same. Super busy with work, but just chilling, dude. How's server side React going? Your focus is MLX now? Hell yeah. I'm excited when I finally get an opportunity to get back to some camel at some point. All right, where did we stop off yesterday? I'm basically just writing OCaml in TypeScript right now. Dude, you'll like Effect. You will genuinely like EffectTS. It will feel just like home for you. The thing that you'll probably want to like, if you had to invest time in where to spend time reading and learning when you start, spend it on layers and dependency injection, because that's going to be the thing that is most unfamiliar to you, because the rest of Effect is going to feel super familiar. Everything else will feel like home. Cosmos said, "Morning, Dylan. I was just watching your EffectTS talk. Inspiring. I'm afraid I want to try backend dev with TS. Let's go." I appreciate you watching my talk. All right, I think we wanted to try. Let's get this updated here. Dude, I played this song just for you, Dave. I was reading your Twitter back and forth with someone promoting Laravel Inertia instead. I've been doing Laravel for the past 4 years, looking for something different. Oh yeah, why can't I think of his name? I can see his face clearly. I don't know anything about Inertia. I know a little bit about Laravel, but I think my points in that argument stand. All right, so let's go to app.you need a budget. Yeah, Josh Manders, that's right. Yep. I don't always agree with Josh, but at least in like the past year, he's been pretty pleasant to engage with on Twitter. He used to be a little bit more brash, but I've really enjoyed my interactions with him over the past year. I'm interested in trying to change this account to a credit card and see how this works. So I'm going to close the account. Let's clear our data. Delete our data. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. delete our database. I need to relog in, AWS. Flashbang.
Did you take the trash out?
Yes.
Thanks, love you.
Is that an intercom in your house? No, she FaceTimed me on my phone. This is annoying that I can't change the account type. Alright, whatever. We'll just delete it. And then we'll delete this. And then we'll delete this account. And then we'll add it as a unlinked, say Splitwise, select account type, say it's a line of credit. Line of credit is an interesting idea. Let's reconcile that. All right, I need to go grab that account ID. So I can use Yak to query that. List budgets. Can I list accounts? Account list. The hell? Oh, that link's gonna be broken. So I need to grab this right here. And we have to update my there we go. We want to update the budget ID or account ID. We'll do that, commit that, and then let's see what happens when we run here. Sync transaction entity not found. Okay, no, that looks good. We come into here. This looks good. Let's see if any of these ended in error. This all looks good. Error, that's fine. I think this looks pretty good, actually. Which, let's see if that actually made the transactions over here. It did. What does this look like? Nah, I like it the other way. Whoops. Let's delete those transactions. Jesus. Delete. And we'll delete this account, add account, unlinked, Splitwise. This will just be a cash account. Current balance is 0. Done. And we can delete that transaction. And let's go grab that account ID again. Yoink you, copy that, come over here to here, delete these transactions. All right, let's run again. We'll update that in a second. So now we should see database got updated. Yep, that looks good. And we should see in YNAB that those transactions got in here. Balance is 0 because we got paid. And let's look at Splitwise to confirm. God, not split. Yeah. All right, look, I think everything's working. The overflow. That's funny. Rip webcam today? God damn it. No, not rip webcam. OBS struggling. Sorry, chat. I had no idea that my webcam wasn't on. Dude, Mattia, your LSP update looks sick. In fact, I want to go install that stuff now. Also, I didn't check Discord yet this morning, but did you see my message in the core group? Let's do a bun update. So that should update my effect LSP, right? Effect language service. Do I have to explicitly install that as a dependency, or does that come in through effect experimental? That must come in through effect experimental. Why is React installed? Oh yeah, I was trying to do something. So it's gonna be me clean up my dependencies here. I also just bumped my freaking keyboard. I hate when this happens. All right, so that's where I want my hand. That feels comfortable. All right, let me go find the README. Is it a separate repo? Ah, it's a separate repo. At effect/language. Dave, I don't know if you're in here, but this is what like OCaml needs. Like this level of like integration in the tooling, it's so good. But wait, Mattia, I need to go. Did you see my message about speaking at SquiggleConf? Let me pull up. Sweet. Well, let me know. If you submit the CFP is due in like 8 or 9 days. SquiggleConf is, I'm helping organize it this year. If you are unfamiliar, it is a conference all about dev tooling. Members of the TypeScript team will be there. Members of like all the build tools like ESBuild, TurboPack, roll down RSPack. People from Rust and Zig dev tooling will be there. LSP authors will be there. I think you talking about effects language server and the dev tooling stuff you're working on would be an amazing addition to this. If you submit and get it accepted, which I'm almost positive you would, like travel's paid for, lodging's paid for, so there wouldn't be any expenses to you or Effectful, unless Effectful wanted to sponsor, then that's a different conversation altogether. But yeah, I would be really stoked to have you submit. All right, let's finish configuring this. TypeScript, LSP are loaded only while editing your files. That means if you're insisting the plugin won't be loaded and you'll miss. However, if you use TS patch, you can. Actually, I only need from there to there. Nothing this time. Dude, you're doing such a good job with this. I praise you to internally at Vercel for lifting the bar of DX all the time. Like I think Vercel needs to do a better job at taking, well, not even just Vercel. I think dev tooling in general needs to take way more advantage of LSP. And like you and Gleam and Giacomo from the Gleam team are like the two people that like I point to all the time for pushing the bar on just like doing novel and really good DX with LSP. You need to install TS patch. So do I just install TS patch as a dev dependency, bun add dash d ts patch. Even if it's quick and dirty, the impact it makes to the authoring experience, the onboarding experience, and just like the experience overall, it is like it's an exponential multiplier. Like, it's so good. Gotcha. Okay. Diagnostics should quick info should multiple effect check, provide quick info diagnosis of 3 factors. One thing that'd be cool is if you added GIFs for each of these, or screenshots and GIFs of each of these. I don't know. I'm probably going to turn the budget sync project into a micro SaaS, but that's going to require me to. I'm going to have to build my own version of Splitwise because their license won't let me use their API to monetize. But yeah, I think later on this summer we're going to make a Splitwise competitor, and then we're going to build on top of it. Yeah. You need to, you guys, I mean, I know you guys know this, but what up, James? I think I lost my train of thought there. I got distracted by a tweet. I was saying that getting the language service onto the actual docs website would be amazing. All right. So that's installed. We're just going to run a bun update again. Make sure everything's good. Great. Let's do a commit. Payments working. So I think the thing I need to get done today is the initial sync. And then I think I can deploy this. This is getting close to being ready to deploy. Because we have payments working. I'm trying to think about what edge cases I remember from my old... Let me go read the old code quick. YNAB, Splitwise sync. This is the old code. Dan, this is open source. This was running for like 5 years. That does basically the same thing, just in a more naive or error-prone way. Should seem very familiar here. Expense.payment. How did we end up detecting a payment this time? We're driving off, in the old one, I was driving directly off the expenses API, but this time we're driving off notifications for syncing, which seems to work a lot better. How were we detecting payments? Expense is payment. Is payment. That's right. We added that yesterday. Creation method. And I don't think that's how we detected that over here, right? If it's the initial sync and it's a payment, we do nothing. That actually is a smart edge case. What would happen? All right, where else do we check initial sync? All right, what do we do down here? I think this is how I was detecting a new transaction here. Is if the updated at and the created at time are the same. Yeah. Or if it's the initial sync and the expense isn't deleted. If expense is deleted and it's not the initial sync. It definitely seems like how do I want to do this? So I'll demonstrate the problem with the initial sync. So if we take the initial sync date as like, let's jump back to our sync, and then I have a spot where I can override the date in here. Right here. If I make this the 7th instead of the 6th, we should end up in this weird state where we have a payment that doesn't fully clear the balance, which is possible to happen, right? That's possible. I wonder if it's possible. Test group 2. We'll say Vafi. Yo, I'm pairing with Vafi after stream, chat. Vafi redeemed the 75K point redemption. I'm pumped. Speaking of which, Vafi, I'll DM you on Twitter a Zoom link rather than the Google Meet link. We'll use Vercel's like Zoom because it's a little bit higher quality than Google Meet for pairing. What's your go-to stack now? Everything in TypeScript? Yeah, probably. Probably React on the front end with Next, and then Effect on the back end for everything else. If I'm doing CLI tooling, probably OCaml. All right, so if I come in here and we do like, oh, I can't fucking change the date. This is gonna be a hard, I don't think I can make this example easy. I can't. Annoying. Okay. Edit group, delete group. Okay. I think I can get this to demonstrate the bug or one of the challenges with the initial sync this way. So maybe that's zeroed out. Let's make sure our database is zeroed out. Delete that. All right. Now when we run, fair, was thinking we could otherwise use Discord. I I don't know if I have the HD thing in Discord anymore, the turbo. Maybe that doesn't matter. I'm down for anything, Buffy. Whatever is easiest. I'm a boomer, so I'm really bad at using Discord. And Reese subtly makes fun of me all the time. Why OCaml? I think OCaml is insanely good for making dev tooling. My hot take is all the dev tooling that's made in Rust would be better served with OCaml. OCaml is basically just Rust, garbage collected Rust. Let me respond to a work message. All right. Let's see if this demonstrated the problem. So there should be two transactions here. One for a payment that's like one for an expense that's $40, and then like a payment. Yeah, here we go. So now we're in Splitwise. Here, I'm gonna split these side by side. Oh God, it's so bright. I'm sorry, chat. Let me see if I have Dark Reader. What is that plugin? Oh, that's Twitch stuff. Let me install. Oh God, it's so dark or so bright. I'm sorry. Enable now. This page is protected by the browser? What are you talking about? There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so we can see here that our budget sync testing group, we are completely settled up right now. There is no balance at all here. However, over here, because of the way it's synced this $40 that Anders owes me, and then it synced this payment, and it's putting the balance at basically the fact that I would owe Anders $10 right now, which is not true. So that's the initial sync bug we have to figure out. How do we want to do that? Have you tried Gleam? It seems to be popping off in the Rust space. New Beam language made in Rust. I have. I am a very big fan of Gleam. In fact, I gave a conference talk on Gleam. Gleam, I really love Gleam. Gleam is Gleam is close to being exactly what I want from a programming language. I wish it had a native compilation story. Like if it had an LLVM backend, that would be amazing. I would like to sneak Gleam into Vercel at some point, but the last time I used the Beam stuff, it still felt a little immature. That being said, I haven't spent a ton of time on Gleam for probably like 8 months now, 6 to 8 months. Giacomo and Louis, like that entire team, they're amazing. Like they are setting the bar for like what a good experience using a programming language is like. Like I really 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 love Gleam. I started writing a Twitch client in Gleam on stream last year. So I need to get back and check out where some of the OTP stuff, how it's progressed, if at all. I've been watching Giacomo's Jack's updates to the LSP just like in awe. Like, God, so good. So good. In fact, I should reach out to Jack. Hey, let me set a reminder. Remind me to reach out to Jack from the Gleam team to submit a CFP for SquiggleConf.
Okay, I added that.
So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Gleam. We can close that. We can close that. It's almost like I want the initial sync. Like it feels like a rule should be during the initial sync, if there's a payment and the balance doesn't net out to 0, we fail. Or possibly we create an adjustment if we can maybe be smarter. And let's look at the I'm curious if this tracks. So there's the payment. Does this track at any place what is completely owed to me? It does not. Like I'd be curious at how like how they're netting this. Like is there a network call here? If we refresh. Oh, is this gonna be all server rendered? Let's look at fetches. Go ahead, busy. So the reason it failed out, Vafi, and like this is we're like in super edge case territory here, but it is something I'm gonna have to figure out. So if you look at this right now, the sync put my working balance at basically saying that I would owe Anders $10. However, we are netted out to 0, and it's because the initial sync only fetched back to the 7. So it picked up this transaction and this transaction. Another thing we could do is like we could like have a configuration for the initial sync where it's like you give a transaction ID and it pulls forward there. And we could do a couple things. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because it doesn't matter. All right, let's start here let's clean up some code because it's going to make life easier to refactor. So I want to split out the initial sync from the actual sync. And part of doing that is going to be splitting out. I basically want to split out basically each of these parts. Where am I looking? Yeah, basically split out handle expense added. So let's just do this right now. We'll come down to the, oops, keep that there for reference. Middle line that, jump down here, and we'll do function handle expense added. Expense added. And we'll say this will be, in fact, we can just do this the easier way, right? We can do something like const handle expense added equals effect dot function. This will be budget sync dot handle expense added, and then we get a function back from that, and we get function star slash to do. Why didn't that work? What am I missing here? Find that. That closes there. That returns a curried function that we invoke. I've spent the last 45 minutes trying to find a good way to map an object to an object with the same keys but updated values. What, Ryan? I don't understand. What are you struggling with? Can you like give me a gist on GitHub? Because that seems like what to map an object to an object with the same key, but just do like const updated object equals ... old object updated key updated value. Right here. This is your answer, buddy. Also, I mean, don't be afraid. Obviously, don't be afraid of like, if local mutation is okay, just like update the property in place. Like if you don't need to make a copy, I don't have any problem with local mutation. The first one is creating a record. Yeah. Show me what you mean. We'll add, can I add attributes here? Is that a thing that is allowed? Aha, beautiful. Although that doesn't really help. Do your bones. We'll come in here. See, this is why I end up liking effect.gen better than effect.function. Is because like all the time I want to use inputs to the function as attributes. Can I do gen? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Budget sync dot handle expense added. And then I'm trying to use SST. Nice. What up, No? Sorry, checking Slack. Oh. All right, let's keep splitting this out. So when we update an expense, we want the actual expense, right? We need that. We need the budget sync account, which we can yield. I guess we can ask AI here. What if we, oh, actually there should be a code action for this, right? Like if I go, can I, maybe not. If we, the fuck, extracted this to a function, what inputs would it require? That's disgusting. That's fine. We don't actually need the current user share because we can get that from the expense. So it's really the expense, the notification. It's the expense and the notification. Okay. Because we can calculate, we can derive everything else. So we'll do, this is going to get, let's just say, type handle expense added input is just going to equal a read-only record. Oh my god. And this is going to take an expense, which will be an expense, and it's going to take a notification, which will be a notification, and it'll take a, let's just pass the budget sync account in. I don't really see a reason not to. And we'll want to add the entity stuff like we do with our other database entities. So we can just grab this, drop down here, like G, do this, bop, bop, bop. And this will be back down here. In Word, paste that, in Word. View in Word, paste that in, import this, save that, go back. Get rid of that. And this will be dot, what the fuck? Hold on. I gotta go let the dogs out and feed the dogs a quick chat. Just team's running behind schedule and they have to go to the groomer, so I will be right back. Sorry. Oh, the bot's broken? God damn it. Map over secrets and access the value. All right, so what's happening here is that secrets up here, you're typing this as any, which is not correct. Let me see if I can just fix this, do this quick. Make dir SST debug. Buninit dot blank. Bun install. Is it SST? Is that how we do this? SST. Okay. And then I'll just grab your config. See if this will work. Why? Oh, I have to do an init. I have to do like an SST init. SST dev. Okay, docs. What do I do after that? Get started. All right, so I should be able to do pn SST init core pack enable pn SST init. Yes. Yes. Did it crash? What happened there? The app name is invalid. Must start with a letter and can only contain alphanumeric. Oh my god. Bun SST init. Remove -rf.sst list. Remove -rf sst.config foo.ts. Bun SST init. Yes, yes. Is it using my file directory instead of the package JSON? That's annoying. Come on, Dax. There we go. All right. We'll have, right, let me quit out. Okay, let me go grab your config. All right. Really? I'm not getting type errors. Is it the fact that you don't want to use any? Like, I would just do... I want to map line 96 instead of repeating the secrets. Well, first, let's get you to a better place here. And we can do... oh, I see what you did here. This is... Sure, that's fine. Here, let me just keep what you have again. Revert back. So you're saying on line, I want to map line 96, repeating the secrets. So you're saying you just want to, you don't want to repeat these, is what you're saying. Like, can't we just do that? I'll fix the type up. Like, I think that's what you would want right there. And then to get the types fixed, what is the type definition of this thing? Where do you come from? We have a secret there. That will give me the key and the value. No, that will not give you the key and value. Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Don't worry. This is going to be annoying, but we're going to do it. Ah, come on. That's what you want. I mean, yeah, you could do the same thing. It's, yeah, okay, that's technically better. That's not what I wanted.
Oh.
Hold on.
Functions
What's up, Justine?
describe the
I was
world.
just gonna ask if it's possible for you to pick the dogs up after your haircut.
Let me check my calendar. I think it is. I'm going down there early too.
Oh.
So I'm it will have to be at 2:30.
When you pick them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be ready by then.
Is that long? Like if they wait there that long?
I mean, that's fine. As long as they're picked up same, like before closing.
Okay. God, I have so many meetings today.
That's rough. Do you want me to have, like, leave their stuff there?
Their leashes and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, please. That's a pain in the ass every time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let me gather all of their things. Also, I need a fit check.
Looks good.
Why did you stare so long?
Sorry, I was just like I was thinking about the problem I was solving.
You were just watching me put on deodorant. That was funny.
Alright.
One second, Ryan. I'll get this here in a second. I just need to see that type again. Value is an output string. Alright, we'll just say an output string. Or actually, we can do this the easy way. Secret has implicitly any type. No, it doesn't. What am I missing? I'm missing brackets somewhere. Const underscore equals object.entries. We're just going to do this again. Entries. We're going to get the secrets. We're going to reduce. We're going to get our previous. And we're going to get our current. That's going to return a function. And then we're going to have our initial. In here, we're going to return previous. We're going to set on previous. Previous for cur 0. That's the key, is equal to cur 1, which is the value, dot value. Look at that, autocomplete.
No, Winnie, come here. It's okay.
That's an equal.
It's okay, come here. I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is going to be satisfies record string secret value.
You're so good. You're such a good man.
Return prev.
Show me what you have. Dylan. Or he has something for you.
Hold on. I'm doing something for Ryan Winchester. 1 second. Hi, Bodes. Yes. I see you. Good boy. You're going to get groomed.
He said, this is my old bandana.
Nice.
I'm going to get a new bandana.
Speaks the gospel of the camel. I speak the gospel of the dunes.
Wanna go downtown?
The sand is in my veins.
You get to play
Come ride a
Uh,
camel with me
a
today.
nice haircut?
Thank you, Badger. What's up, buddy? I should be able to pass into here record, string, comma, secret, value, and then I can get rid of this. There you go. That's what you want. Const. This will be secret values. And you take this guy and you say down here, paste that in there. Boom. We go and we as const this, which I actually don't think I need to do that. Should already do that by default, right? Yeah, that's good. And to make this more clear again, because prev and cur sucks, we're going to rename this as the accumulator. And we're going to change this to destructure and get the key and get the secret. This will be change in here. Whoops, change in there. That will be the key. This will be secret. Boom. Call me daddy. We got it, chat. Baxter, if you bark, I'm gonna put you in the trash bin. All right, how's that for code review? Some quick TypeScript in the morning. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Feel free to DM me whenever for problems like that. I'm happy to help. So this is going to take, we're just going to say this is going to be input. This will be handle expense input. We can close that. And we do want this though. If expense dot type, or what is it? Where's expense added? Here we go. That's what we want here. Could you have done the reduce function as a one-liner? I don't know why you would do that.
Alright, honey. Come on, we're gonna go for a ride. Winnie.
I'll pick you up in a little bit, Winnie. It's okay. I know you hate the groomer.
She said 2:30 works great.
2:30 works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, I'm gonna need help.
Winnie, come on. Go. You're going for a ride. Come on.
You wanna just help her? Or
Yeah.
get in the car with me?
Come on.
Alright, Baxter, you too.
Come on. You're going to get groomed.
Sorry, chat. Come on, Baxter, you're gonna go too.
It's okay. You're going to be real ready when we do that. We're going to go get ready. We're going to go get ready.
Oh, nope, this way. This way. I'm trying to get to my stuff.
Okay, we're back. Robin, that's what I did the first time. That was my original solution, and then someone knitted me that it could have been just a reduce. Colin, when we pair, do you want to do it on stream? One. If we do it on stream, do you want to do it on your stream or do you want to do it on my stream? Or do you want to do it off stream and just at a random other time, separate time? Handle expense added. Input. Right. We should be able to just take. Here we go. We're going to take you. And we're going to go down to there. So let's yield our DB. We actually need to yield all of these things. Yoink. Paste those there. Splitwise isn't used in... I don't believe you. We can, let's just destructure for now. We'll get the expense, budget sync account, and notification from the input. Expense is payment. Yeah. That looks good. We get the expense. And we can start doing... Do we need a notification ID? Ah, we do. We do. So we're doing some validation there. So we'll add these, I guess. We'll do like shares, and then we'll have this object that is like, we'll make this a read-only record. We'll do this, and we'll say this is going to be user, and this will be a share. And then we'll have counterparty. And that will also be a share. And then down here, we can do, we'll get shares out. And then we'll get, from that, const, we'll just do const expense is payment equals is payment. What? Is payment expense. So we got that. And down here, this will be shares.user.net balance, shares.user, shares.user, notification ID does not exist on type notification. What? Oh, it imported a notification from TypeScript? Whatever, we can use this type here. All right, let me catch up here. See on stream would be fun, but on this I kind of want to get more done. Cool. Yeah, that works for me. I'll send you sometime this weekend. I'll send you my calendar, or I'll do it before this weekend. I'll just do it. DM me on Twitter like this evening to send you my like Calendly link, and we can find an hour somewhere where we can just sit down and pair. What up, low level? How you're referencing the target account? Is it by name or by ID? I'm familiar with the API service. How are you referencing the target account? I have my own entity called a budget sync account, which has some YNAB details on it, including the budget ID and the account ID. So like theoretically, when you were to sign up for this service, you would select the budget you want to sync with and then the account that you want to use for Splitwise.
The world.
Thank you for the follow, V8's Crafting. Appreciate you. Okay. So we got that. Come down here, and this will be shares.user.net balance. Yep, Splitwise user ID. Let's also just get the budget sync account ID out while we have it. So, in fact, we might as well just like we can pass it in, that's fine. We'll get budget sync account ID, and this will be ID as that equals budget sync account. No. And then we can start doing stuff like that. Yep, and we need a Splitwise user ID, which we can get Splitwise user ID and Splitwise group ID out of there. And we can do that. And then down there, we got that. Current user share, so this will be shares.user, and this will be shares.counterparty. Good. That's fine. This will be shares.current user, no, user. And our last, is that really the last one? Okay. All right, that looks pretty good, actually. And do we return anything from this? I don't think so. Right, this just returns... We should really return the synced transaction. That makes the most sense to return. Const synced transaction. Right, that'll be, yeah, we'll return that. And let's add some attributes to this guy. Finally watching you live instead of re-uploads on YouTube. Nice, but welcome in, man. Is the song queue working? Someone said it might not be earlier. Nope. Son of a bitch. Okay, quick side quest. My head again. Tread carefully. My Twitch token expired. I think I have this built in to roll itself. It should be refreshing itself.
Functions describe the world.
No, it should be auto refreshing. All right, let's just update this shit so it's out of my face. Look, we have a refreshing auth provider. Yeah, we're using the refreshing auth provider. That's weird. Yeah, honestly, Winchester, the GOAT. That's weird. I bet Fly.io had an outage. Because this, Ryan, I do poll constantly. This runs even when stream's not going. And I do exactly what you're saying. I have a poll job to validate. Fly must have had an outage overnight and my machine went down or something and network connectivity stopped. That's all I can think of. Dude, it's not. My code is open source. You can see exactly how the freaking keyboard works. Where is it? Keyboard raffle request. Where's it at? Pub sub, subscribers, keyboard raffle. Here's the code for the keyboard raffle. If anybody wants to audit it, we pick a winning number, random int between 1 and 10,000. We roll a number, an integer between 1 and 10,000. If they equal, you hit. If you don't, you lost. Here, everyone gets their freaking points back. How do I freaking... Can I just like reject all? Hold on. Hodl chat. Manage reward requests. Reject all. Boom. Everyone gets your points back. What's your hotel preference platform for side projects? Right now I'm using Axiom. That's what we're using for this project. And the freelance project I was doing for the like past 6 months. So you can see, oh my God, Axiom has weird styles that on my monitor, it gets in the right place. Last 3 hours. You can see trace in here. And then I get my nice trace. Dude, this drives me crazy. This drives me crazy. I don't know if this is an arc bug or if this is an Axiom style thing, but it drives me crazy. So there's a lot of stuff you can see here, this waterfall. You can see how it waterfalls. Right now we're processing every notification serially. We could set up like a semaphore for each notification or expense ID. But yeah, this is what I use for my stuff. What's a semaphore? A sema is for making sure that Nightshade can't ban multiple people all at one time. He has to go serially, one at a time. Right now it's going to be, I'm going to set up this budget sync to be a cron on Vercel. Especially now that we have fluid compute. Like fluid compute is a no-brainer for running jobs that are under, what is it, 16 minutes or something. I forget what the time for fluid compute is. All right, what am I doing here? I fixed this. That was just a deploy. We're back over here, handle expense added. We can put that in place now. Actually, I want to add some attributes to our span. Let's come in here and add attributes, and we'll say We want the budget sync account ID. Budget sync account dot ID, and this will be input dot budget. Input dot budget sync account dot ID. I probably want the expense ID. Splitwise dot expense dot ID, and we'll do input dot expense dot ID. We want the splitwise notification. Notification dot ID. Crab rave. Let's go. And that's probably all I really need to care about here. We could do like splitwise dot group dot ID too. That'll probably be useful at some point. Crons are pretty expensive on Vercel. I mean, they are snooze for 5 minutes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're just tied to the duration of your function, right? I mean, I'll check in a second. Budget sync dot splitwise group ID, and then I want G, change to that, that'll be user, find G, change to I, that'll be user. What did you say? Oh my god, there's so many. You got no power here, bitch. Could you verify, can you verify my code? What do you mean verify your code? Or what are you wrong about, Kraut? Guys, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening. You guys are scaring me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we can come over to, oh my god, I can't even scroll. Here I was thinking const secret values objects reduce accumulated key value. Would this work with the comma operator? Yes, it would. Kraut. I love the comma operator. I would never condone using the comma operator, but I secretly deeply appreciate it. All right, so we want to go to expense added. And in here, we can do like that. And we'll just do yield star, handle expense added. And this is going to take some input, which is going to be the budget sync account. It's going to need the expense, right? Yep. It's going to need the notification. And it's going to need shares. And shares is going to need the user, which is the current user shares. And then the counterparty. and that will be counterparty shares. Look at that. And we should probably test this, make sure it works. So let's go clear the database and our budget, and we can delete a bunch of this stuff. Let's go in here and clear out this, eject. No, force quit. I don't want to open linear. Delete these. And then I probably need to update the initial sync date, unless we fixed that already. Once we have it refactored to these tiny little functions, it's going to make it easier for us to refactor like the edge cases for like the initial sync, which the initial sync is like the most annoying part. All right, so that looks good. So let's run bun run source main. Those are the two previously deleted transactions. That's okay to leave them as error. We got those processed. We come in here, we see that. Everything should be in completed status, right? Except for, yep, the two deleted. That looks good. In our budget sync, we should see transactions balanced out with the payment. Okay, great. That looks good. Let's go ahead and commit that. Refactor out, handle expense added. In fact, if we look at our traces, we should get a nice trace on that too. We'll see handle expense added. Where is that at? We can just search handle expense added. Or I guess it would be handle expense added. There it is. So we can see in here, we have all our attributes now. We have our budget sync account ID. Oh, I have that twice. That's okay. That should be a dot. We have our Splitwise expense ID, we have our Splitwise group ID, notification ID, our user ID, our YNAB account ID, our budget ID, bada bing, bada boom. Damn, that's deep. All right, we can do our other ones now. We can break out updated. There we go. We'll do handle expense. In fact, we can probably just like copy this, to be honest. And this will be updated. And we'll go here. We'll copy that, go back down, put that there. This will be updated. It's probably gonna need a lot of the same stuff. And let's go to expense updated. So we'll need the expense. No, I don't want to deal with that. Budget sync account, we'll need the expense. Notification. Updated transaction. I think we should be okay. I should be able to take yoink that and drop that somewhere like right here down to the bottom. All right, let's see where our errors are. Yep, that makes sense. So this will be shares.user. Same here, same there, same there, same there. Nice. Nice chat, that just works. We love to see it. And then we can get our consynced transaction, replace that. Updated synced transaction, get that, return that. So now we can go back into here, right? Oh, I'm at the wrong spot. Or was I? We can delete that, and this will be yield star handle expense updated. And we can basically yank around, oh, not there, yank around that, and do the same thing. Yep. And let's make sure that runs now. Let's go clear the database and reject those. Data grip, delete all that. Good. And this should just work since we're just copy and pasting and we have no type errors. Yep, we expect those 2 errors. And we should see processed for everything else. Yep, processed, skip, process, skip, process, skipped. Great, we should see the 3 transactions in here. That looks good. And finally, all our records should be back. And we should see only 2 in error, everything else completed. Great. All right, so updated work. Now the last one we have to break out is deleted, which is going to be super similar to the other 2 we've already done. So let's just yank around that. Or I guess we can do that, paste that down there, find you, delete to you. Yeah, deleted, you, delete to I, deleted. It's probably going to be the same thing if I had to guess. And we can come in here. Let's go to here. yoink that, and go down to here, paste that in, and we're probably gonna have the same errors where it's like, yep. So we just want to do shares.user. Yep. And that's already working. Deleted, synced, transaction. This might return void. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we don't have to return that from there. Find you, that will be changed to there, that'll be deleted. All right, let's go through and clean up the stuff we don't need. Yeah, that's fine. Don't need that. So this doesn't even need the notification. I do actually want the notification on there for tracing though. So in here, we can do a view in parens, delete down to there, and we can do a yield star, handle deleted, expense deleted, basically pass in the same object again, paste that in there. That should be deleted. We can get rid of this thing. Yeah, what's up?
I just got cursed the fuck out.
By who?
I don't know, some random lady.
Like in person, or were they in another car?
They stopped their car.
Okay, well, tell me what happened.
Okay, so I dropped the dogs off, needed gas, stopped at a gas station, the one like by the farmer's market.
Okay.
And I'm at the light, turn left, turn green, and there's this woman like, across the way just sitting there, right? And she's flashing her lights at me to go. I can't go. There's other cars turning, like into the lane I need to turn into.
Yeah.
I need to turn left, and I guess she needed to go straight, but wanted me to go first, even though there's an entire other lane. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm obviously just sitting there because I can't go. So she finally comes straight, stops her car, and just starts yelling at me. And so I ran over it.
You should just gave it the finger and drove off.
Yeah. So that was crazy. I don't understand what just happened.
Fun. Rally drivers. All right, I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah, I just had to tell someone because I'm weirded out.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Functions describe
Yeah, everything's all good.
the world.
Some lady just doesn't know how to drive and cursed Justine out from her car. We don't need that. Handle. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna want to Are we all type checked right now? There we go. I thought so. Ah. There we go. Whoops, we don't want to do that. How much are you leveraging the database here? I figured the records will be short-lived and we're actually leveraging the database quite a bit to make tracking and debugging and reconciling easy. So if we look at what my database looks like, this might be easier to see in AWS's dashboard. So we're persisting accounts, the notifications we process, expenses that we process, our own synced transactions, YNAB transactions. So we're persisting quite a bit here. And we're using Dynamo. So maybe a better way to look at this might be Dynamo. Dynamo, budget sync, explore table items. You can see in here, we've got a bunch of stuff in here. This will be our entity column, right? Yeah. So quite a bit of stuff. And we've got some good indexes here, so we can search by notification IDs, we can search by group IDs, we can search by YNAB transaction IDs, we can search by credit or debits, we can search by expense IDs. What, did TJ just go live? Nice. So we got our 2 payments down here. Yeah. So tracking a lot of data. I suppose now we need to figure out the initial sync. Because that is the tricky, annoying part. Hold on, chat. I need to... Let me just check something in Slack real quick. I need to blur my screen. Let me make sure that's blurred. Good. Okay, I need to go and make sure my calendar is blocked. Because I'm going to pair program with Vafi for an hour after this. Let me edit this. I need to switch over to using Notion Mail and Notion Calendar. And we'll do... no, what? Change this to ESD, please. I need to get out of this. Why can't I drag this? So I need to bump that to 440, 430. What is this? Why is this switching my time zone? This is so annoying. $11:30 a.m. to 12:30. Okay. All right. Calendar should be good. Get chat back up. There we go. All right. So initial sync. Maybe for the initial sync, we just do something like this, and it takes, it's gonna take basically the same thing, actually. So let's yoink that, put that up there, do this. This will be initial sync, and there's gonna be some options here. We'll do options, initial sync, options, and this will be a read-only record where we have I wonder if our get expenses, the get expenses API can give us anything good. No, because we process based on yeah, we got to go from notifications still. We can do there's a function for this in the Splitwise client. Do we not have get expenses or get notifications updated after? The other thing is we could pass a list of expense IDs. Like you could imagine there might be a UI at some point and you could just like, yes, I want to sync these. really, the thing that matters for the initial sync, I think, is that on the first sync, the balance of Splitwise should equal, like the YNAB Splitwise account needs to equal the balance of right here. So like if we had another expense, I just say, I don't know, what are we gonna buy? What are we buying, chat? Plane tickets. We'll say like $670.69. And we'll say this is split equally, that's fine. So then the initial sync, that needs to end up equaling, this should be the same value that is over here. And just to make sure like nothing's broken, right, so I added this. We should only process one transaction this time. That processed a lot of notifications there. But we should see that this came out to 3. Yeah, that looks good. The other thing is we could, I mean, there's a bunch of ways we could do this. We could work backwards and we could, as we process stuff, oh man, I don't know. The initial sync is so freaking annoying. Yeah. We should always be able to take this column for any given budget sync account, and the sum of this amount column should give us what the budget. This should always reflect the budget and also the splitwise ledger. I can't sync back till the end of time. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do, for the initial sync, our options here. This is going to have updated after. This will be a date. And then we're going to have expected net balance. That'll be a number. Yeah. One thing that is confusing me at the moment that we need to check in on is that it doesn't seem like that updated after worked correctly. Chicken jockey? What is chicken jockey? No. Most recent notification date. So we should see that in our last span. Undefined. So that should not come back as undefined. So we have a bug there in this thing. Get most recent completed splitwise. So this is a broken query. Status is status 0. What do you return? What is this thing? Param terminal? So we're only setting status. Status options.status. And that came out to be, that logged out as like status equals 0? Should be status equals completed. Is this from Dune? Pretty sure this is from Dune, right? Oh, it's awful. All right, let me add some more. I want to just see what options logs out as. Status is completed. Do we really not get any data here? That seems right. And I never get the data back. Am I not returning something? Return, we get data. Data is empty. Which is weird, right, chat? Because we see that status is completed for Splitwise group 7724406. And in here, we're looking for notifications. Splitwise notifications. And we're looking for, wait a second. What is our access pattern here? Splitwise query, notifications, budget sync account, group ID. All right, if we get rid of this where clause, what do we get? We do get data. So that we're doing something wrong with the where. And we logged the query, and the query looked fine. Status equals 0. Am I doing something wrong? I'm certainly doing something wrong. Let's look at ElectroDB. All right, we're gonna have to debug this tomorrow because I'm gonna go pair program with Vafi. Vafi, I'll DM you on Twitter here in just a second. Let me wrap up and raid. Raid channel. We're gonna raid Giacomo. In fact, I'm gonna say something here quick. Oh God, what happened? Did I just cancel the raid? Are we raiding? All right, here we go.